Hello, fellow Star Trek fans. Welcome back to the third episode of Dry Dock, the interview series where myself and the wonderful Mike Goodwill dive into all things starships. So, with that being said, we're talking issue number 3, which is the Bellefonte class USS Farragut from Strange New Worlds.
Kirk's first ship.
Kirk's first ship, exactly. So, do exactly the same thing as we've done previously. We're going to talk about our experiences, how the delivery was. We're going to talk about the magazine, the other gumph that comes in the box, and I am going to call it gumph because it is. And then we're going to talk about the model. So, let's talk about experience. So far, again, not had a single issue.
Right. I have not had an issue.
But mine came a lot sooner than yours.
I don't know if this is a stock issue where they maybe just received some stock and then sent them out earlier and then got a later delivery. I do believe that there was an issue with the binders, which we'll talk about later.
Yeah, we're going to keep that in inverted commas.
But mine came... Was it a week later than yours? Week and a half later than yours?
I think almost 2.
Yeah, it was about 2 weeks later. Again, I will put that down to just either stock or processing or anything like that. I am in no mad rush to receive these. As long as I know I'm getting them, I'm fine. My issue is Yodel.
Yeah, for you. I don't know why, but when we talked in episode 1 about the UK getting Yodel, the US getting USPS, and we all said that they've picked the crappiest couriers they could find. I was very nervous, but touch wood, every one I've had so far has been hand delivered to me.
Yeah,
the person has been really nice who's hand delivered it to me.
Yeah,
and it has arrived either on time or early.
Now, for the first two, for you, that's great. For the first two, not an issue. I was able to redirect the first one because I was at work, so I redirected it to the closest drop-off point. Second one, hand-delivered, not an issue. Came way earlier, again, than they planned, which is good. Third one, I'm a hybrid worker, so at the drop of a hat, I may be asked to.
I thought you were going to say something else. Then I'm a hybrid human.
I'm a hybrid. I am the Toyota Prius of gingers. I could be asked, "You need to be in Scarborough this day," and I have to go, "Yes." So this particular day, when it was supposed to be coming, I was told I needed to go somewhere. So I was like, right, okay, got the Yodel app and went in. Know it's going to get dispatched, and I went, "Hi, please leave at my neighbour's house. If not there, please take with you and try and attempt another day because that's fine." Did that, went straight through the app, absolutely fine. I'm at work and I get a lovely little email to say your parcel has been delivered. And I thought, great, my neighbour has picked up my parcel. Everything is safe and sound. Wunderbar. I then open up the email to find that this beautiful model in a very not well packaged box, let's be honest, it's styrofoam and that's it, was frankly yeeted, catapulted over my rear garden fence and landed on a concrete floor. And they sent me the photo and I went, I'm going to have to return this because it will be in several pieces.
Yeah.
So
especially bearing in mind, we have seen a lot more of these than previous models with detached nacelles and pylons.
Yes, the infamous pylon glue issue where more than likely at the factory they've only used a smidgen of the glue.
0.6 of a milliliter,
0.6, to be economy. But I was like, this model is now completely destroyed. I'm going to have to return it, and I'm not going to have any ship to review the dry dock with. I'm just going to have to print off an image of it and go, yes, look
Hold
at
it.
this. Hold it as an A4. But luckily, I opened the box, and this is possibly one of the most pristine models I have ever owned. So I feel really sorry for every other collector that's had snapped nacelles and stuff like that. But
On that note, they must have really been lobbed around. Because if yours has been yeeted over the back fence, landed on concrete, and not a single mark on it, and these ones have come out with detached nacelles and pylons and everything else, God knows what the hell had happened to those ones.
well, let's not forget, like, former hero collector Eagle Moss, when they shipped out these collector ships, they put them in a box and then surrounded the actual display box with air pockets.
Yeah, the air bubbles or
Yeah,
whatever you want to call
air
them.
bubbles to stop it moving around.
Yeah.
In with Fanhome,
No.
no. You literally get a shoebox with this, no matter the size, and it will wobble around in there. And
But
like I
have
said,
you
it
seen
was
what Master Replicas have been doing recently?
no.
So you know when you get like the first issue of something and it comes on like a cardboard back, doesn't it? With like
Yeah.
the plastic blister of whatever figurine it is in the magazine.
Yeah.
Well, the last couple of things I've had from them has literally had those cardboard things from a Power Rangers mission issue shredded to be and like wedged in there, and I'm looking at it going,
Now, come on, they are recycling.
I think it's a great idea. I think it's a brilliant
stunning
way of
idea.
getting rid of old crap.
This is how I've been selling some of my extra ships. I have been shredding all documents without the address and shoving them in the box.
So when your identity gets stolen, we know why.
I remove the address, but people are getting Eagle Moss ships on eBay delivered under Fanhome boxes because I'm just like, I will deliver it better than Yodel.
Yes.
But yeah, so the my only issue with delivery and ordering this time has been Yodel and the fact that they don't look at the app; they just go, "No, there's a backyard."
I think what part of it is as well is I think it's going to be a case of that either they don't look at the app or it takes 24 hours for it to filter down. And where you've done it, if it was being delivered tomorrow, it would have come through.
But again, that poses another issue because they say, we see on the website expected delivery between this and this, and you go, brilliant. And then you will get an email saying it's going to arrive in 13 hours, and you're like, okay. But like you said, if you can't update for 24 hours on the app, what is the point of having that feature on the app?
The only other thing I have noticed, and it seems to be that Fanhome are marking these orders as shipped on their CRM on a Tuesday. Sorry, or on a Wednesday. All three of them, for me, have all been marked as shipped on a Wednesday.
Yes.
And nothing happens for a week.
Yeah, it's
almost
a bit of an odd one.
Well, the only thing I can think of is a Yodel only like picking up on a Wednesday. So what's happening is Fanhome are kind of doing a like a series at a time. So let's say they're doing the Build the Enterprise D, for example. Yeah. So week 1 of the month, they're doing Build the Enterprise D. Week 2 of the month, they're doing the Starships collection. And then essentially that whole week, everything is, assuming there's stock, is being boxed up, and then it gets picked up the following week.
Yeah, it's sat in the dispatch area of the warehouse.
Yeah, for a week.
They've done an inventory. They've gone, everything's there, mark it as shipped, leave it there. We'll update the CRM. We then get the email, we get the shop app update, and then for a week, all we get is ready to ship.
Yeah. It just... Yeah, I mean, I suppose we don't know the numbers, do we? I mean, there has been a little bit of grumblings this week because they were supposed to go on general sale and they went straight onto general sale to sold out.
There is also an issue with the payment system that they have where if, for whatever reason, your payment does not go through, you cannot make the purchase using that card again.
I didn't know that.
There was a technical error that they are working on, and obviously there has been some financial errors in recent There's, but this is a case of if, for example, you don't have insufficient funds or it goes into an overdraft or anything like that, it will prevent you from doing that, using that payment card again if you've got the sufficient funds in. So, say if you go, oh, I didn't have that, so you move money into that account
Mm.
and then try again, it won't allow you. It's a one and done. That's it. You've had your chance because what they are doing is one-time purchase. So,
Yeah.
say if you want to buy the Farragut, you only have one chance to buy because scalpers. So they are trying to reduce that.
Yeah.
However, once you miss your turn for whatever technical reason, that's it. It's gone. And as we have seen in recent days, there has been an issue with a major bank where they have had issues with back-end systems causing customers to not be able to use their cards.
Hang on.
People have gone and there
Sorry.
was an issue at the weekend. With a major bank where their back-end systems were preventing payments from being authorized. People couldn't use contactless, buy food, yada yada yada, and there were issues with online. So if you tried to buy one of the ships on the Fanhome website during that period, because your card failed, you were
That's
no
it.
longer able to make the purchase, and that is it. So I sort of get it from the Fanhome side. It is a very good system to have. However, they are looking at when there is a payment issue, where it be ID&V, to pin sentry, or anything needs to be done, that you retain your position in the queue and you are allowed to make that payment. And I think what they need to do is maybe do like a 3 strikes and you're out system. So try and make the
Yeah.
attempt 2 or 3
And
more times.
I think the way around that is to just use PayPal.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
mine is done through PayPal.
Yeah. And just use PayPal. But like I said, you can't make what's happening is you can't make the alternative payment because you're losing your place in the queue and they're going, that's it, it's done now.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, so looking around online and seeing what people are moaning out on Facebook this week, it has been a case of that there seems to be a lot of interest in this ship.
Hang on.
There we go. There has been a lot of interest in this ship, and I'm not too sure why, because it's my least favorite one in the collection. But it went straight on sale to sold out.
I think.
But my argument for this is, right, for all of those people that have sat there moaning about it, you should have subscribed.
Yeah.
Why did you not? One, you're paying more for the ship anyway.
Yeah.
The ones that you don't want, whack up on eBay for a reasonable price, i.e. what you paid for it plus shipping, and it will sell and you'll get your money back.
Now, you see, I think the reason why... There are 2 reasons.
Scalpers.
Why this... One, scalpers.
Yeah.
Because this immediately went on, which was a subscription-only ship, which had sold out. And 2, Fanhome... Yeah, there was questions raised when the Farragut was announced, and it's been the same for the Shrike as well. Can you select or skip certain ships? Because no one was excited for this.
No, I wasn't.
And I think the reason why this is sold out is hardly that this is someone's favorite ship and this is the only one they wanted. This is a purely scalping maneuver, and we have seen it with the Fanhome ships. I saw a Titan for $700.
It was signed, though.
Or was it signed?
It was one of the ones from New York Comic Con that was signed by Todd Stashwick.
Right, but I have seen them for ridiculous amounts.
$700 for Todd Stashwick's autograph is a little excessive.
But I have seen some of them for $400-500. Dollars.
Oh, 100%. I mean, there's definitely the scalpers out there, definitely. But I think the reason why it sold out is because they probably only ordered enough for the subscription and maybe a few dozen spares in case of damages, and that's it. Because I mean, no, don't forget. I mean, they announced all 20 ships very early on.
Yeah,
and someone's only got to sit there and do what we do and scroll through Facebook and the forums and see what people are excited for. And to know, well, no one's really getting that geared up against this ship, so we'll only order 100,000 units to be made, 99,980 of them are for subscriptions, and then there's 20 in reserve in case they go missing or whatever. And I think that's probably why it went straight to selling out, is because they just didn't have enough stock, because there just wasn't enough excitement around this ship.
It is also a great tactic to have this ship as issue 3 between the Stargazer and the Enterprise,
F, which is the one that so many people. But I am so looking forward. I don't do XL models, but this one and the Enterprise G, I am so looking forward to.
F and the G, the F and the G, and I mean, I'm gonna. This sounds so offensive. F and G, but
F and G are you burning?
I'm F and G. I'm Goodwill. So
you're fucking Goodwill, yeah.
If it gets cold, but what you have to think for collectors like me, I mean, I was collecting ships way before Fanhome, way before Eagle Moss. I have the Diamond Select. Now, the Diamond Select ones were obviously the more detailed Playmates, lights, and sound. So I have got the original Connie, NX01, refit A, B, D, E. I don't have the C, which Fanhome have said that they're looking at the XL to make a mold of. So naturally, scalpers have jacked the prices up to try and burn the stock. And then to complete the collection, I need the Enterprise F and the Enterprise G.
Yep.
And God, yeah, I am so looking forward to the F, and they are pushing these out pretty soon from what I have seen as well.
Yeah, I think that my payment will probably go out in the next couple of days.
Same here. Yeah.
So far, can't really complain too much about the experience for this one. Just some little niggles here and there. Right. Let's talk Gumph in the Box. I'm going to come up with a segment. Gumph in the Box. Something like that. Now, I have got a massive bone to pick with the folks at Fanhome. Right? For years, Eagle Moss did these lovely glossy binders with these little plastic pegs that hold your magazine in perfectly. And this makes it even really nice and easy to read. You can flick between them, and they're beautiful. And all the images on Fanhome's website, I'm just going to check right now, are they still the same? Let's have a quick look. Fanhome.com, let me just check. Because if it's changed, I'm going to laugh. If it hasn't changed, I'm going to be pissed.
He's passionate about this, ladies and gentlemen.
Hang on. Free gifts. Yes, they have now changed it. So for months and months and months, they have... Oh, just on a completely and utterly side note, as of today, you can buy the Farragut on their website. It's in stock.
Is it still available?
It's now available in stock, so I'm guessing it must have been a glitch.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, for months and months and months, from day one, they have said, you're getting a binder.
Yes,
and we're all going, wonderful. It's going to match all the other 57 binders that I've got from Eagle Moss over the years that I've collected.
It will look stunning in my loft.
And even up until last week when I checked, it still said that we're getting a binder.
Yeah.
What the heck is this? Last time I checked Fanhome, this is not a fucking binder.
It binds them into a box.
It is... They have now named it a slipcase.
That sounds wrong.
It does. I don't even know. What would you call this? Because you can buy them in like W.H. Smith's, can't you? Like for your documents and stuff.
They're just they are literally just a document box.
Yeah.
Like, we've worked in offices.
Yeah.
We've seen these. We are at an age where walls and walls of these were in active.
But do you know what makes me laugh the most, right? It comes flat packed, which is great. And it's really easy to put together because it has the little diagram on the bottom. Okay. So why the fuck have they put a barcode in the copyright in the bottom corner where you can see it? Why not stick it on the bottom? Common sense, people.
Are you done?
No, because I'm not going to get my third issue because we need to talk about that. But I have issues 1, 2, and the collector's guide here.
Yeah.
and we put them in said document box.
It's like a magic trick.
Yes. The only downside is they kind of curl in the box. So all of mine now, the corners of them have now got this horrible curl to them because the inside sticks up.
Okay, but here's the thing. Right? How
And also,
thick?
sorry,
Right?
the designer in me is really not happy because it's not square. It's twisted.
How? Put all 3 magazines together
Yeah.
and tell me how thick they are. Show me how thick this is. Right, now, 20 of them will still leave you with plenty of room in the box for them to curl.
Yep. But also, if they had made the magazines, which I have been harping on now for 3 episodes, with a damn thick, glossy cover, it wouldn't be a problem. So,
Oh, the
that.
first world problems that we
Exactly.
have.
And then also, no one got a Raktajina mug.
No, there was a
No, there was a stocking issue with the Raktajina mug, so they pulled it from this issue. Now, I'm not being funny, and I don't mean this right. I have worked in e-commerce and logistics for nearly a decade, okay, as well as being a designer, because I normally build e-commerce.
Yeah.
Right. You know when your stock is arriving weeks in advance. Why did they have to wait till the day that they were shipping out?
I think this is a PR. This is a PR
But it
decision.
wouldn't have taken much to send an email out a week before to say, we're really sorry, we are delaying the Raktajina mug till issue 4. That's all they had to do. And update the website to say it's coming in issue 4.
I mean, I really respect the Fanhome customer service Facebook page. However,
they are great.
However, right, being open and honest as soon as you find out something is always good. And then even if you turn around and say, right, we're not saying anything now because we are working in the background to try and get something done. Still tell people, and then still tell people this is not ideal. We are going to try and work to get them in the issue. But if we don't, we will then update you with a confirmation. But at least just tell them that this is right. Be open and honest and transparent, and they will respect you a lot more. And like I said, this is nothing against the social media team, the PR team at Fanhome,
because they are great.
It's how I work in my job. If something goes wrong, you tell the customers straight away, and then you manage their expectations. You use time speak, and you keep them updated.
Under promise and over deliver.
Thank you. Thank you. Unlike Yodel, over deliver the fence. But
exactly. But look, it's just annoying because once again we've got it seems to be anything to do with the actual magazine has been subpar and almost like an afterthought.
I think they are far too focused on the premise that collectors just want the ship and they don't give a toss about the magazines. And it's sort of not the case.
Yeah. It's frustrating because, I mean, if you look at this side of the binder, it's lovely.
It's beautiful.
But also, why is there not like a Fanhome Star Trek logo here?
Yeah, Delta would be nice.
On this side?
Now, you see,
I understand why, because if you're going to put it on a bookshelf, people would probably, but I wouldn't. I would be putting it this way around so I could get the damn things in and out.
To play devil's advocate, and again, working in an office for 15 plus years, 2 things. 1, UV damage on a paper. 2, you store them that way so that they don't fall off or anything.
Yes, but the thing is, though, that's great for 20 issues. I'm not going to sit there and want to disassemble, try and pull this out every bloody month, hoping that I don't pull every other book off my bookcase off at the same time to try and, why? Just put a damn logo here so people can store it this way round for the 20 issues. Once we've got the 20 issues, you can flip it round. But you know what I mean?
I have never seen someone more passionate about a book box in my entire life.
Or a slipcase.
Slipcase, yes.
Anyway. Whilst we're on that subject of magazines, let's discuss the magazine. I think someone at Fanhome has been listening. Well, no.
Yes.
Let me rephrase that. I think someone at Rotamail in Italy has been listening. This is the first issue. Look, it's a super shiny, glossy cover. Compare it to last month's issue, or the first issue. Look.
You can see my ring light.
Yes.
Grazie. Grazie.
And we actually have really good print quality. I can actually see what's on the damn page.
I was
And it
very
doesn't
shocked.
have a zebra's worth of stripes in it.
I was very shocked because as you can probably see, everyone, the studio now looks like what my mother would call a tart's boudoir. So
Yes.
I don't have what was Northerners call the big light on most of the time.
Mm.
So I like to have nice ambiance. Set the
Well,
mood.
there's always that inner joke, isn't it? How do you know if you're in a gay's house, the big light's never on, or how do you know you're in a northern house, the big light's never on?
Yeah, because he lives. So I like to because I'm a 37-year-old adult. I like to curl up in bed at 8:30.
The 37-year-old child. Let's get that right.
Shush. I am a 37-year-old adult who, on a weekday, crawls into bed at 8:30 at night with a good read. And I have struggled for the last few months trying to have a good read on the Stargazer and the Titan because A, I am blind, and B, Tart's Boudoir. However, for this magazine, the font is unbelievably clear. Everything is just the images are just so crisp and
It still
colourful.
has some of my
Look at
other
this.
annoying pet peeves with issues 1 and 2, which is they've just picked the most random of fonts. Ignoring that aside for a second, yes, you can now there is enough contrast between the black and the gold to actually see what is supposed to be written there.
Yes,
it's wonderful.
there is at the top. At the
And
top.
there's no streaks.
I have noticed though.
Also, the paper has changed as well. The actual paper has changed.
Breaking news! I have noticed they need to sort out their chopping machine.
Oh, well, have you got a page bleeding in?
Can you see at the top?
Oh, yeah. Mine's fine.
Little bit of a chat. Again, I am not going to. I am absolutely not going to blame Fanhome for that.
They have switched paper. They have gone from what I would call your typical A4 paper, which is what this is, to a glossy paper. And not
so
just
nice.
on the cover, it's on the inside as well.
But it's so nice. And the thing is as well, it is comfortable to hold. It is comfortable to you don't do the northern thing of and then get a dirty fingerprint. It is but like I said, the colour is nice in the images as well. So it's so vivid.
I plead with you. I will happily pay for shipping. Please, can you reissue issues 1 and 2 in this lovely glossy paper? So they all match, and 2, so I can actually read what half of this stuff says without having to decipher it.
Let me have a read in the boudoir of the tart in bed.
Also, not just that, it's actually really annoying because when you look at, I'm going to try and hold this up to the camera, I don't know if it's going to work, but you can actually, that's how significant the difference is. It is
issue 3 is glaring.
Yeah. So please, Fanhome, for anybody that wants it, please allow us to pay for replacements. I'm not asking for freebies. I would happily pay a £5 for shipping with Royal Mail in a cardboard-backed envelope for replacement magazines that match.
I want a freebie. Can I have a sticker, Fanhome? I like stickers. Anyway.
So the actual quality of the magazine, as in physical quality of the magazine, is a significant nigh on difference. I am so happy. And I'm actually pleasantly surprised with the content of the magazine this time.
Yes, it is.
We have things that we didn't know before. We have a little bit of background. The fact that it was built on San Francisco shipyards, which we didn't really know. How the fact that they use the Reliant as a kind of foundation for the design of the ship. Now, I have to say some of the concepts are flipping hideous, but I now understand where the curved pylons come from.
I am in two minds about the curved roll bar. I get it. However, I think with this Bellerophon class, I think you could. And this is not just Fanhome. This is actual Paramount. Like the variations of this ship you could have to
Oh.
make the fleet look different by just having different bull bars, like the Nebula class with sensor pods and everything like
Yep.
that. I think looking at the concept art of this, you could really go to town. However, you know, I like, look, all ships are good ships for me.
Yep.
I like this. I think the reason why I like this ship so much, it is so unique looking. And looking at the concept art,
Yeah.
I
So
think,
for those who can't see, we'll obviously put photos up. But essentially, what they've done is they've taken an oval, thrown the saucer through the middle, and then the bottom of the oval is the nacelle pylons with the nacelles on, and then the top of the oval is very, very similar to the Miranda class Reliant, which is where it has that kind of support beam across the top with the pod in the middle. Now, actually, when you go through onto page, I think it's page 12 to 13. Yes.
Yes, you got the various concepts.
You got the various concepts. I think this ship looks 100 times better with the pods, because there's a whole bunch of different versions where it's got different pods on that bar. And I actually think if they had kept that bar across the top with the pod, I think the ship would be way better looking.
I agree. There's some of these concepts
constraints in budget for VFX and that, which could be why they've pulled it out. The other thing
looking
as well
too dissimilar to the Reliant as well.
Well, there is that, but the other thing as well is the ship was not designed by a ship designer.
No, it was not.
It was designed by, and I need to find his name now. Where is it? Well, it was by William Budge, who was one of the VFX art directors.
Yeah.
So he's not a ship designer, and there are parts to that you can kind of see, because essentially all they've done is taken the Enterprise's saucer section. They've kind of kept part of the neck.
They've kit bashed it.
They've essentially they've taken the Enterprise saucer section. They've left a little bit of the neck. They've squashed the. Actually, no. Hang on a second. Yeah. So what they've done is they've removed, the lower dome.
Yep.
They've removed the lower dome, stuck a little bit of the neck on, because it's still got that kind of like semicircular bit that sticks further back. Put a weird shaped deflector dish on there, and just thrown 2 Enterprise nacelles underneath of it. And some people whose nacelles had come off, they've actually put the nacelles on the wrong way around on purpose.
I love that.
I love it. And I think again that's another design that was not explored in these concepts that we've got in the magazine. But it would have been interesting to know if that was a concept that they attempted, because I think that actually looks really cool.
To be fair, on page 13, the top Blepharon class, you can see the one with the smaller roll bar. They've experimented it. Yes. They've experimented a little bit. However, what people have done that that's more distance. Yeah. Because obviously people's nacelles were falling off, so they were experimenting with it. And I'm looking at fan made ones, and I'm like, would be tremendous if that was like either the Pathfinder or like the TOS Reliant class.
Yeah.
It would be really, because we do have a TOS Reliant.
Well, if you look at the page 13, the top one, that is almost identical to the Reliant, but instead of having straight pylons, they are just very slightly
curved.
So it wouldn't take much to convert this into a Reliant. But also, some of these concepts, the nacelles are absolutely ginormous.
It's very JJ Trek with oversized engines.
Yeah.
Very disproportionate.
This poor ship is seriously overcompensating for something. Does it only go to warp
2? It certainly does have ample nacelles.
She definitely has ample nacelles. But yes, it's a funny old ship, because it's not one I was particularly looking forward to, but actually now I've read the magazine, I've seen the content of the magazine, I've got a bit of a better understanding of where the ship came from. I still think it's a fugly looking ship. But it's definitely, and I can't remember the ship name off the top of my head, the ship class off the top of my head, but it's definitely a lot damn sight better than that Enterprise D saucer with a singular nacelle underneath of it.
Freedom class.
Thank you. It's definitely 10 times better than that fuck ugly Freedom class.
That was the Princeton class with one nacelle.
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah, that thing was hideous.
I love
Although
that.
I was quite glad we got to see a Cerritos with one nacelle because it was just hilarious.
And then they tried to explain how he could go to warp with one nacelle because theoretically you're not supposed to. But
Yes. But anyway, but look, it's definitely better than the Freedom class. I'll give it that. But it does
Yeah.
fit into the Strange New Worlds universe pretty well. And I don't know if that's just because they have repurposed the Constitution, Saucer, and nacelles. So
Shall we
it
move
doesn't
on
matter
to the?
what you do, it's always going to look in universe.
Shall we move on to the actual ship?
Yes.
So, fun fact: NCC 1647, USS Farragut.
Yep.
NCC 1648, USS Europa.
Europa. Yep.
Very close together, these two, but vastly different designs.
I have the Europa.
Yes, you do.
There she
I
is.
I think though, yeah,
This is still
1648.
one of my favorite Discovery class ships.
It is a stunningly detailed. It was the most Starfleet looking ship out of the
It's
fleet.
also caked in about 3 inches of dust. Bear with me.
Oh dearie me!
I haven't dusted the office this year yet, so
I would say
there we go.
the Farragut is one of the workhorses of the fleet. It is like the Cerritos of the fleet.
Yeah,
at
it
this
is
era.
that, exploratory vessel that doesn't really go too far, but
Yeah. Both built roughly at the same time, apparently.
but very
Yeah.
different designs. But I tell you what, though, one of the things, and I know a lot of people hate it, I love discovering the cells.
It was at John Eves. The one thing I will give Discovery credit for is that they allowed John Eves to design most of these vessels, and he was like, "Look, this is at a time where Starfleet is just going nuts with experimentation,
Yeah.
throwing things at the wall and seeing what sticks."
The only thing I would say, I love this ship,
Yeah.
but it definitely looks better upside down.
Do you know what's really funny? Stay right there. Talk amongst yourselves.
But yes, I do think that there's something about the Discovery era nacelles, I think, except the Discoveries, because the Discoveries are just super obnoxiously long. But
Can
you
you
look
show
at
me the
the other
Europa?
ships. Sorry?
Show me the Europa. Side elevation.
What's that?
The Star Trek Online version. The Europa class.
It's
See?
exactly the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it just looks more beefier. It's like they improved on the Europa design and they just
No,
made it
it's
far
just
more beefier.
look, I love Star Trek Online. I do. I play it pretty much every week. And I have done for the best part of a decade.
Yeah.
But I am sorry. Some of those ship designs are fucking hideous. Especially when you look at some of those nacelles where they're like big, bulbous looking. No, I'm sorry. No, there's just some things you shouldn't fuck around with. And the nacelles on a ship is one of them.
Anyway,
we're getting sidetracked. But
the
yes,
Farragut.
the Farragut, yes. But for a ship that was built at almost the same time as this, well, actually, technically before this.
Yeah. They're just seeing what
Yeah.
sticks. That's my in-universe explanation. They were just seeing what sticks, and what came out was the Constitution like nacelles and saucers and stuff, and they just stuck with that design. And the out-universe explanation is models, resources, kit bashing. The in-universe explanation is they found a design of materials and shapes that fit, and they just modified things around for different purposes.
Yeah. Yep. No, absolutely. But the only thing I wish, and I would love to see, in Strange New Worlds specifically, would be some design. It would be some of the fan designs that Oh, I'm having a really bad day remembering things today. It could be worse. I could keep calling the Ferengis, the Vulcans Ferengis, because someone called me out on YouTube for that and told me that I should not be reviewing things if I can't even get the characters, I can't even get the species right. But hey ho, never mind. We don't take things to heart on this show. But yes, I would love to see some of the designs that I'm having a real brain fart. Bear with me. Bill Krause designed. There we go. You look
Yes.
at the TOS era designs that he has created. I mean, there's obviously parts of that don't fit in universe. I mean, if you've seen the Fabergé egg, as he calls it, which are those Bassard collectors on the front, are absolutely stunningly beautiful. But actually, in the real world, well, within the in-universe world, they're completely and utterly impractical and would never happen. But I think if you were to kind of dumb them down a little bit so they match the same as these, just the Berserker, to keep the rest of the nacelle as it is. Some of those designs are beautiful.
Well, let's. I mean, Bill has designed a Stargazer.
Yep.
From the TOS era.
Yep. A quad nacelle ship.
Quad nacelles. Obviously, we have the Dudestat TOS version.
Yep. Which again is also beautiful.
Stunning paint scheme on it. As well.
That is, I think that's the Tornado, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Something
the Shara. Yeah. Oh, hang on. Yes. So it is. I'm looking at his Instagram right now. So it's the Tornado, and it's the Marazeki, the Chappelle, and the Sirocco.
Is that the one that looks like Discovery as well?
Kind
TOS
of.
Discovery.
Well, yeah, but I mean they're kind of his they are the TOS nacelles, but they're with They kind of remind me of aircraft engines a little bit because you've got that Bassard collector, but then you've almost got like an intake underneath of them.
Yes.
They're very, very pretty.
He's switched off.
Sorry, I just got a text message from Show. Interesting. Possible guest for all I'm going to say is a possible guest for Voyager's 30th anniversary.
Huzzah.
Yes. Anyway, look, if you don't follow Bill Krause on Instagram, make sure you go and follow him on Instagram because some of the ships that he's designed are just absolutely breathtakingly beautiful. My favorite, there are a couple of his are my absolute favorite, right? So you do have that there's the Wasp, which is the smaller version.
Yeah.
Which is again very much like the Dudestat with that underslung secondary engineering hull. Which again is absolutely beautiful. And then you've also got, I'm just trying to find the name of it because I can never remember. You've got the Sentinel, which is this, I don't know, it's the TOS Enterprise. It's a kit bash, obviously, but it's the TOS Enterprise without the neck and an extended secondary hull.
Yes. Yes, I have seen that.
Also stunningly beautiful.
Yeah.
And then, yes, you've got that quad nacelled ship which they built for Picard Season 3, which is essentially the precursor to the Stargazer, the original Constellation class Stargazer. And then there's also, I'm trying to find it, there is a shuttle that he designed.
Oh, yes, I saw that. The
is the Endurance.
Yeah.
The Shackleton class, I think it's the Shackleton class shuttle, is just absolutely beautiful. Yeah. So I wish that sometimes instead of especially like Paramount production, a Strange New Worlds project, trying to sit in there coming up with all these ship designs and and trying to come up with new ideas and that. It's just like, yes, we love the new ideas, don't get me wrong, but why not reach out to people like Bill and not buy the design off of him, but get the rights off of the design for it of because they fill this gap because a lot of them are the lost era. The lost era. They are these ships from after TNG. I'm sorry, after TOS, before TNG. So they fit in this kind of era, and you could take a lot of these designs and tweak them to use the Constitution saucer and the Constitution nacelle, but you've just got these different these kind of different layouts, as it were. You've got these different ideas and inspiration, with an Enterprise with no neck, but this big fucking chunky secondary hull, and it's just like
Canonize these
canonize
designs.
these things exactly. So that's
Do
what I
what Dave did. Do what Dave did for season 2 of
yes,
Picard. Reach out to people who know about ship design because they did it for a game, and
yep,
then go, give me your best ones, and then we will work and we will tweak them
yep.
for Picard. And that's how we got
Oh, it's how we
the
got the Titan. It's how we
the
got the
Titan,
Stargazer.
The Sutherland class, and everything
Yep,
like that. Just Bill Krause is. I mean, look, he did the Connie 3.
which was based off the Shangri-La, which is a
It is,
TOS era ship that he designed.
and everyone loves the design of the Connie 3.
Yep,
He did like he did the model for the Stargazer in the Ready Room,
yep,
in the observation lounge. He knows Star Trek design, and he knows original series design principles,
yep.
and he can fill an entire fleet out if you want it.
Yes.
Of
And
these beautiful
obviously
ships.
there are going to be designs which are just impractical, fine, and there are going to be elements to some of his designs which are also not going to fit in universe. But that's where you can take a design that he's done,
Yeah,
and just tweak parts of it. I mean, I'm literally looking at the Sentinel again,
but we
which is
know
beautiful. It kind of, it reminds me of.
what.
It kind of reminds me of like a precursor to the Excelsior.
Yeah,
It's a ship without a neck,
yeah.
or a super early precursor to the Enterprise E.
But the thing is, what you have to think is as well, and this is why one of the reasons why the Farragut exists,
Yeah.
because as it states in the magazine, there was a belief for years that the Farragut was another Connie class.
Yep.
The reason why we have such different ships compared to the Strange New Worlds Enterprise is so that fans and viewers on screen can, determine which one is the Enterprise and which one is the ship of the week.
Why you
So
don't normally find ships that are the same class as your hero ship on screen.
Exactly. Yeah.
I think the only exception to that really was the Glenn on Discovery because it had been blown to bits.
Glenn, and then obviously Yamato and Odyssey in Star Trek.
Yes.
Odyssey was never in the same thing.
Yeah, and then obviously Mirror Universe and Parallel Universes don't count. Because they are the same.
No, the Yamato was the Yamato was the exception of the rule because it was on screen for like 40 seconds before being.
Yes, but I'm also thinking of the multiple Enterprise Ds.
Oh yeah, the multiverse Enterprise.
Yes,
yeah.
but that doesn't count because it's the same ship, and
yeah,
it is exactly the same ship. It's not like it's like you go back to TNG and you got like the Crazy Horse, which is an Excelsior class, because they wouldn't dare have another Enterprise, another Galaxy class.
Yeah.
And that's why we only ever got to see another Galaxy class in DS9 was because it had nothing to do with the Enterprise.
Yeah, and then the hero ship in DS9 was the Defiant, so you only had one Defiant, so people could identify that on the screen, and that's why you had 30 different galaxies, Akiras, Excelsiors.
Yeah.
But no sovereigns. No sovereigns.
It hadn't come out. It wasn't around.
Shh, it was.
It'd just been commissioned.
Yeah. Anyway,
but so let's talk about the model. The model itself is actually incredibly detailed. It is more detailed. We were talking about this beforehand. It's more detailed than the XL Strange New Worlds Enterprise.
We thought
the Aztec on this is beautiful.
We thought before we pressed recording, I believed that what they had done, they took the Farragut, the saucer section of the Farragut, and essentially just transposed the XL's saucer into this. But on closer inspection, it is a brand new
Mold.
mold.
Yep.
And the detail compared to the XL Strange New Worlds Enterprise or Disco Enterprise or Disco Prize, whatever, the detailing on the Farragut for considering that not a lot of people were excited for this, this has got amazing Aztecing. The windows, I mean, on mine, the windows are aligned again.
No, mine aren't.
But the
Oh
for a
wait, they are
little
on the
ship,
top. They are on the top. The ones underneath are not. But I'm wondering if
yeah,
that's just because of the curvature of
yeah,
the
I'm
underside.
seeing some misaligned on the bottom of the saucer. But again, for such a small ship, the detail is incredible, and
And
they
also,
really
they've
like
gone for a really nice shade of orange for
the deflector.
the impulse engines.
Oh, the impulse. Oh, yes, they have. Oh,
It's
that's
not
quite
that
neat.
whatever the fuck the Titan's got.
We don't discuss the Titan.
Nope. But the other thing as well is I'm really happy with is I love the Bassard collectors on this.
It is such a deep red that it
No,
represents how.
it's definitely orange.
Is it orange?
Oh no, it might not be
Yeah.
actually. It's probably my light. But if you compare it with the no, it is red, sorry. It's just the light. If you compare it with this with the that one, which has just got it's got solid orange, I prefer the transparent.
But the thing is, as well, like they modified the Disco Prize for Strange New Worlds and gave it red Bassard collectors for the series. So this, I think, if they
Well,
brought out a Strange New
did
Worlds
they?
Enterprise now,
Did they? Are they orange, but because of the colouring of the show, makes them look red?
perhaps.
Perhaps, which I think. But do you know one of the things I'm really, really impressed with on this? I can't find a single seam.
Do you know you are
I know for a
absolutely
fact
right?
the top is die cast, but the
Yeah.
sides of the saucer, the underside of the saucer are plastic, and I cannot see the seam because
Seriously, Fanhome, well done.
what they've done, I know where it is. The seam is the top of the of the side profile of the saucer,
Yeah.
but they've blended it. They've made it as they've essentially put the seam where the panel line would be.
Yeah.
So you would never see. It's not like on some of them. Not these ones,
Seamless.
but it's not like on some models from other people where they've put panel line. They don't put it in with the panel lines, and it's just a glaringly huge problem. But honestly, they've done an absolutely outstanding job. The Aztecing on this is gorgeous.
It really is. I am
Even down to like the tiny little specks of red and green paint for the indicator lights, the tiny little speck of white for the nav
oh
light
my
on the front.
my
It's
goodness,
just, it's so well done. So
you are
well done.
right. I did not notice the navigational lights had
Yeah.
been painted.
They are
It's
so tiny as well.
incredible.
But yeah, honestly, they've done an absolute. I have to say that one of the things I kind of miss from the same goes for some of the TOS ships, but one of the things that I miss, especially on these Strange New World ships, is all the little details that you would normally get on the saucer. If you
Yeah.
look at like TNG era onwards, you always see the hatches and warning marks and boundary boxes and all of those kinds of things. But Strange New Worlds, it's just so clean. It's almost like it's kind of missing it, which I'm
Yeah,
not
it's
saying is a bad thing. But I would love to know what this would look like with all of those tiny little elements printed on top of.
now to play devil's advocate again. Is this not the transition to the minimalist design that we see in the original series,
Oh, of
where
course
the
it is.
Enterprise is
100%.
very clean? Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm just saying it's just one of those things that I kind of wish I would love to see um what it would look like with those panels and those doors and all the other bits you get on the top,
Yeah.
the transporter arrays, all of those kind of things, which you don't see on any of this.
I really get it, because you think we had the NX class where everything was utilitarian,
Yeah.
everything was
And then we go to this where there's nothing.
But then I
And then
think
we
the
go back.
Farragut Yeah, the Farragut and the Disco Prize is like that transition period between what the NX was to the original series, where they went for a
Yeah,
clean, minimalist look
yeah,
to going back to a naval militaristic
yeah.
design for the refits.
Yep. The other thing as well, I'm very impressed with is the stand this time. Fit perfectly like a glove. It doesn't wobble. It sits at a reasonable angle, which
There's
I'm
a
super
nice pitch
happy
to
with.
it.
It's got
Yeah.
a nice pitch to it. There's no wobble in it. It fits in the space perfectly. So
But if
yeah,
you look, if you look behind me,
yeah. It
Titan,
matches.
Stargazer,
It matches the
Farragut.
Titans beautifully. It's a shame
Yeah.
Stargazer is the odd one out.
I really don't understand why they did that with the
No,
Stargazer. I really don't.
no.
Hmm.
It's a strange one, but yes, all in all, I'm actually pleasantly surprised. As I said, I was not looking forward to this one,
Yeah.
but I am very pleasantly surprised that we've actually got a magazine that's got quite a lot of really good information in it.
Yep.
It's got beautiful renders in it. The actual quality of the paper and everything, and we also get, which we don't get to see, we get to see both plaques.
Yes, I
Because
noticed that
don't
in more
forget,
facts.
for this era of ship, there are two plaques. Same goes for the Discovery. Same goes for
Yeah.
sorry, it doesn't go for the Discovery. Same goes for Enterprise. Enterprise has two versions of the plaque. Yep, like the other ships from Strange New Worlds era, the Farragut has two dedication plaques on the bridge, which reveal the important information, including its size and class, the ship's motto, full speed ahead. I love that, and also the ship's motto is "Damn the torpedoes, full speed ahead."
Which was a quote from David
By
Farragut.
Dave Farragut, who the ship was named
Yeah.
after. Yeah. But
Yeah.
yes, there are two dedication plaques. I believe one sits aft, one sits starboard.
Yeah.
Sorry, port and starboard. I believe I think they sit either side of the turbo lift.
Yeah.
But yes, and it's again just nice little touches like that that we didn't really get to see in Stargazer. We didn't get to see the dedication plaque for Stargazer. That wasn't in here. Did we get? I think we got the Titan.
We got the Titan,
Yeah.
but we did not get the Stargazer.
But also, it's just the fact that it gives you the reference material for what they were looking for when they were kind of designing this. As I say, this is if we had this level of detail for the Stargazer, would have been a very different magazine.
It would have, because we would have seen facts that we didn't already
Didn't
know.
know, yeah. Us
And
as ship nerds love to see those facts that we didn't know.
but as a ship nerd as well, I welcome the fact that I know you weren't excited about this, but I was, because again, it is in that I know we have the Untold era, but this is like the era between Enterprise and TOS,
Yeah.
where we are seeing the more original series
But
ships of the
also,
fleet.
we haven't really seen that many ships in Strange New Worlds, as in Federation ships.
All
Really?
we have
There's four?
seen, all we have seen is the Archer, the single nacelle, the obviously the Enterprise, the Farragut, and then whatever is around Starbase One. But
Yeah.
Starbase One ships again is the Archer and the Farragut. We've not really seen many others.
So,
Story.
but when you think about it, there aren't that many ships in Strange New Worlds.
No.
So, you know, I do wish that because there were changes in for Strange New Worlds for the Enterprise, and I kind of wish that they'd just done that instead of this. I think it would have gone down better if we'd had another Enterprise instead of the Farragut.
Now
Personally,
I said this to you when we were in
but
Vegas.
I was going to say, but I understand why. And now that I have read the magazine and everything else, I am glad that we got the Farragut.
I am glad. However, I am petitioning Fanhome to do a Strange New Worlds version of the Enterprise, because it is different from the
Yeah,
Disco Prize. The color of the Basard collectors is different.
yeah,
However, the dorsal spar is modified slightly. It's got a more of a curve in it, and
yeah,
obviously the saucer has got more windows
yeah.
in it as well.
Well, they just updated it for the show because don't forget
Did yeah?
the Enterprise was purely an afterthought. Well, not an afterthought, but it was always a secondary ship
It
for
was, yeah,
Discovery.
yeah,
Always. But yeah, no, I'm glad we got the Farragut. I really am. And
yeah.
let's face it, I am just looking forward to the Enterprise F.
That one is going to be one hell of a review if the
Yeah.
images are anything to go by.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm going to be intrigued to see what the magazine is like. I mean, in some ways, I hope we get a bigger magazine, as in more pages, because there's so much to talk about that ship. I know we're probably not, but
will we get the same type of information that we had already?
well, it's probably just going to be like the Stargazer. It's just going to be regurgitations of stuff that's already been out there. But it would be nice to get something new, you know, to reach out to the people at Star Trek Online that actually designed and built the ship, and also reach out to the people in Paramount's VFX who updated the ship for the Picard.
Well, it was a competition win, wasn't it? The design
It
of the
was.
Enterprise F.
Yeah, and then it got won, and then they worked with, I can't remember the bloke's name, but Thomas Marone and the rest of the team at Cryptic then worked with him to refine the design down to what actually then became the Star Trek Online Enterprise F.
Yeah.
And then it was refined down for a second time when it got moved into Picard to become canonized, because there were certain things that they wanted to update to kind of bring it more in line with the Titan and the Enterprise E. It kind of got almost like a refit, as it were, before it came onto screen.
I hope that the magazine will provide the information that we saw on Instagram before Picard came out, where they explained why the F was being decommissioned.
Exactly. I don't think we will, but we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah.
So, with that in mind, we're going to end the episode there. Lots, because let's face it, next month's episode is going to be a long one for a good reason.
It's going to be extra large.
Extra large. Thanks so much for tuning into, well, the third episode of Dry Dock. We love making this show, and you love to watch it, but only 20% of you are subscribed. So make sure you hit that subscribe button and you follow us for not just great content like this, but we have got some incredible reviews and interviews even coming up in the next couple of months you really don't want to miss. You can also get early access to all of our episodes on our Patreon, and there's going to be exclusive behind the scenes and Patreon exclusive content coming in the next few months, which will include things like entire season reviews of Voyager, which are coming exclusively to our patrons. So make sure you click the link in the podcast description or the video description below to check out our Patreon as well. But until next time, live long and prosper.